First meal of the day is this really super protein packed oatmeal. Here's a little before. They're just being stubborn. They won't stay up. There is the bouquet. I love it. It's so spring. So good. Because I clearly have an obsession for no reason.
Show you something.
This is for you. Yeah. She got a smile, got me waiting for the weekend. Couple texts, spend a check, tell her bring a friend. She got a taste on her lips like a sweet blend. Leaving work early just to see you again. Like I got somebody, let them all know like I blew confetti. What you got, Lil Nas gon' get 'em. Top 10 billboards already read it now. What you know, where the kitties at, walking up on the toes. What you say when the living don't stop, I be making my way, yeah. So what you wanna when you wanna say, she'll laugh right back and pass one. So what you wanna when you wanna say, she'll laugh right back and pass one. Go get it, go get it, go get it, go get it. Break it out like girl can act. Bring it on up like damn that ass. Girls gon' check 'em out, bounce my pad. Sippin' my drink like clown can dance.
Hello and happy Monday. Today's vlog is going to be a what I eat in a day. I feel like I've really gotten on a good grind with cooking lately, so I thought it might be fun to take you guys through just like what I'm eating on a typical day. For those of you who are new here, I don't really have that many dietary restrictions. The only thing that I really do try to hit is to just eat a really high protein meal because I love lifting. So I always just want to make sure I'm eating the amount of protein that I need in order to see my muscles grow and get results. And also too, on top of that, making sure that I'm taking in the right amount of calories that I need. That doesn't mean that I'm trying to eat low calorie. It actually means that I'm trying to hit a calorie threshold because I am trying to grow my muscles. So I'll be taking you guys through that. I have a new recipe tonight that I'm really excited to try out. But for right now, I've just finished my coffee. That's what I always start with. And it's been a couple of hours. I've been doing some work, got ready for the day, got dressed. I'm not going to be going to the gym today because I'm actually going to get my eyebrows laminated in a couple of hours. So I'll take you guys along with me for that. But for right now, I do want to get my first meal in of the day, which is going to be my breakfast. First meal of the day is this really super protein packed oatmeal that I have been obsessed with making. So I take one of these Kodiak protein oatmeals. I love the maple and brown sugar one. It's my favorite, but this has 12 grams of protein in it, which is amazing. You guys might have seen me make this before in a vlog, just kind of like in passing, but I'm actually going to walk you guys through how I make it. For this, you're going to need fresh blueberries, brown sugar, and then this Kodiak protein packed oatmeal. This is the maple and brown sugar one. It's got 12 grams of protein, so you can start packing in that protein first thing in the day. And then on the side, I'm gonna have a piece of sourdough toast with a little bit of butter. I just eyeball in about like a handful and a half of blueberries into a saucepan and then add some brown sugar, just a little bit. You just need like half a tablespoon or so. And I just let this cook up until it creates almost like a blueberry sauce or reduction. So the blueberries have reduced down into this like almost sauce-like consistency. So I'm gonna add some water. I just kind of eyeball this because I'll cook out whatever water I don't end up needing, but I want at least enough to cover the blueberries. It's perfect. I'm gonna let this get up to a boil. So the blueberries are now boiling. I'm gonna go ahead and add in the oatmeal. And just stir it in. To make sure that there's still enough heat, that there's a bit of boil. I'm going to reduce down to a simmer and pop the lid on here, and I basically just let it cook until it's at the consistency that I like, which is like a thicker oatmeal for me. If you like a more watery oatmeal, then you would cook it for less time than me. So with the oatmeal, you're going to want to check in on it every once in a while because it can cook out really fast and you're going to want to like stir it and stuff. Oh my gosh, this is really thick. I might actually have to add water to this. I turned up the heat because it was taking forever to cook, but yeah, I'm going to add some water and then let it cook out again because it got really thick. I was not paying attention. I was putting away dishes. So I got the oatmeal to a good consistency for what I like. So I'll go ahead and plate it. And it doesn't look super appetizing. It just looks like dark mush, but I promise you guys, it is absolutely delicious. Those cooked blueberries just really bring it to a whole nother level. Beautiful. So adding in the side of buttered toast with the oatmeal. This is my first meal of the day. Okay, just arrived here. This is a new salon. I tried to book through the girl who did my eyebrows in December, but for some reason I couldn't book her through ClassPass anymore, and you know, I'd already paid for the ClassPass credit, so I was determined to book through there. But here's a little before of my brows. Oh my god, the light's so bad. There we go. Here's a little before. They're just being stubborn. They won't stay up and stuff. It's taking a lot of effort, so that's how I always know when it's time, usually about the 6-week mark. So I'm gonna go inside, get them done. I don't know if I'm gonna film it all inside, but I will definitely show them to you guys afterwards. All right, and we're back. Brows are done. They look so good. I just had her leave them up just because since my brow hairs are so stubborn, the last girl I went to had told me whenever you get them done, just leave them up for like 24 hours since yours tend to want to fight against the lamination. So yeah, I just had her style them up so they are definitely more aggressive right now, but I actually like it because it looks like I have fuller brows. But yeah, very happy with them. But now we have to go to, I need to figure out which Trader Joe's to go to. I'm literally in between 2 different Trader Joe's, and I don't want to like make this too hard on myself because I for sure need to stop by Whole Foods and Target. But Trader Joe's was like a bonus thing that I really want to go do because I want to get new flowers for our coffee table. If you missed the last vlog, we just got in a brand new coffee table, so I kind of want to redo the flower arrangement. Right now it's just eucalyptus and baby's breath, so I don't mind throwing it out early. So yeah, I'm gonna go see what the flower selection is today and then just pick up a few odds and ends for the house, and then we'll get back home.
But the pen's got me writing off like a throne, gon' get it. Beer throne, let it hang, girl, gon' set it down. She got a smile, got me waiting for the weekend. Couple tests.
So what I'm thinking, since the baby's breath and the eucalyptus are still pretty nice, I might just add on to this. I got these white jumbo mums balls, and then these are, I can't even pronounce the name, but they're kind of brand. It's like Eryngium, something like that, but really pretty, very spring-like. I'm definitely clearly ready to dive into spring feels. I'm gonna start out with the mums, add in some flower food. I'm thinking I want them to be slightly above the baby's breath, so probably about this much. Oh, perfect. Okay. So, pop these in here. And then, now the branches. So for the branches, I think I want them kind of like right in between the two, so probably cut them, oh, and I just broke it. A little bit taller than this. I figured too, since baby's breath is so cheap, if it dies before I'm done with this bouquet, I can easily go out and get some more baby's breath. It's like not hard to come across. I had always seen these branches at Trader Joe's and I've always wanted to do something with them. I'm so glad I finally got them. There is the bouquet. I love it. It's so spring, so pretty. I really love all of the white and green against the little pop of purple. I think it totally makes it. Put it on the new coffee table. It looks so good. Love it. It's lunchtime, and lately I've really been loving this pesto chicken wrap that I've been putting together. For it, I need some spring mix, and then I really like these flat out light Italian herb flatbread wraps because, as you guys can see, it's got protein and then also fiber, which is great. And then you also need some Parmesan, some shredded rotisserie chicken, a tomato, pesto. Right now I'm using the Trader Joe's Genova pesto, but if Costco hadn't been sold out of their pesto, I'd be using that instead. And then I like to go with an olive tapenade as well. And then also obviously oil, a little bit of red wine vinegar, and then I use salt and pepper. So for the chicken, I'm just gonna take a little bit of pesto, not a lot because it's not like a ton of chicken. It's just, I think this is about 3 ounces or so. Might be a little bit under, so I'm actually gonna add some chicken. I just used the pre-shredded rotisserie chicken from my grocery store, but I actually shred it up even more than what they do, just because I feel like when it's extra shredded, it just makes a better wrap experience, in my opinion. And just mixing this all up. Yes, I'm using a knife. I just don't want to get another utensil dirty. We're using the knife to stir this all together, which is great because then this probably shreds the chicken even more. I should feel like I could do a little bit more pesto. That looks pretty dry. Another little dollop. Okay. That's what we're looking for. Not like completely covered in pesto, but still enough that, you know, you can taste the pesto on it. And then right in here, I'm gonna pour in some Parmesan. I just eyeball this because we all know I love extra Parmesan. Parmesan is like one of my favorite foods. Parmesan and olives, which is why both of those are incorporated into this wrap. Taking the wrap, I'm just gonna lay it down. And then I lay it down on like a half sheet of paper towel, and then I have it so that about like half of it is hanging out of the top because I'm gonna use the paper towel to help like wrap it all together. First thing I'm gonna do is lay down the chicken. And when I lay down the chicken, I leave a little bit on the bottom because I'm gonna want to fold this up so that the wrap will hold everything from the bottom, because if not, stuff just starts falling out. That is a key step in making this. But then after that, I'm just gonna go ahead and lay down the tomatoes. I love tomatoes. You can put as much or as little as you want on this. I am gonna treat myself to basically a full tomato. Switched you guys because you guys were on top of the spring mix, which is next. So from here, I'm just gonna do like a handful or two of spring mix. It's my favorite lettuce mix, but if you want to do something else, you totally can. I think arugula would go really good in here too. It would add a nice like little peppery flavor. And just right on here, I'm gonna do a quick drizzle of olive oil. That's it, that's enough. Red wine vinegar. I want to get all the lettuce on that. A little bit of salt, just a light sprinkle. And then pepper. And then I'm just gonna do some olive tapenade throughout. The olive tapenade is totally optional. You can use regular olives if you want, or if you don't like olives, you can just omit them. But like you guys can tell, it's like really thick. So when I go to wrap it, it's gonna have a hard time staying together. So that's why I wanted to leave some space at the bottom. It does help it a lot to like hold it in. I'm just gonna fold it up and into itself. There we go. Oh my gosh, this one's exceptionally thick. Usually it's not this thick. Oh my god, I lost a whole chunk of olive tapenade. No wasting that. And then I just take the paper towel and do the same thing. And that is how I make my wrap for lunch. It's got tons of good stuff inside, lots of veggies, lots of protein with the chicken, and it's really, really tasty with the olive tapenade and the pesto. Then also to go with my sandwich, I'm gonna do a little snack of some pretzel crisps and bitchin sauce. If you guys haven't heard of bitchin sauce, it's amazing. It literally tastes like, I think someone once described it to me as hummus on crack, and that is absolutely correct. It is so freaking good. This is like an almond based dip, really delicious. I've legitimately used it as spread for a sandwich, sauce for my pasta, sauce for veggies, as a dip, just tons of different ways you can use it. You can't go wrong. Go try it. It's amazing. I love the original and also the pesto flavor, but if you guys like spicy, I know that there's like a hot one, a chipotle one. They have a ton of different varieties of the sauce, so if you see it in your grocery store, grab it and thank me later. And then the pretzel crisps that I got are the everything ones, because if you guys haven't noticed, I love everything bagel flavored stuff. Oh my god, this looks so freaking good. And I just count out my pretzels, but then I leave the dip out to dip as needed. So so good. I'm prepping dinner right now, the turkey fried rice that I said I was gonna make. To start, I've got some scallions that are just like roughly chopped. I wanted them to be big pieces, and then some bok choy, and I've got the wok out. So I'm gonna heat up some sesame oil. Love cooking with sesame oil for Asian dishes. It just makes a world of difference for the flavor. And then we're gonna do some crushed garlic and some crushed ginger. I've got all that working, and I'm gonna throw in the scallions. And I do actually also need to chop up a half of the yellow onion, because that's supposed to go in here as well at this step. So I have all onions working in here now, so I'm just gonna wait until the white onions have cooked a bit, and then add in the bok choy. I actually pivoted and went ahead and added in the ground turkey because I realized the bok choy is actually going to cook up really fast since it's chopped so small. So I'm actually going to do it towards the end. So for right now, I've seasoned up everything with soy sauce, black pepper, and then a little bit more sesame oil. So just letting all the flavors cook together, and then I'm going to add the rice in a second. All right, I'm going to do some more sesame oil and some more soy sauce. So I've added the bok choy, and then I also added some baby carrots, and I'm kind of letting the bok choy cook from the heat coming up underneath, and then I'm going to stir it all together to get to wilt and cook into the rest of the rice. Last step here was sesame seeds. I'm just going to mix it all together, let it cook for probably another minute or two because I like it when my fried rice has like some crusty pieces of rice. I know that sounds completely unappetizing, but I like it because it's like crispy, and then I should be good to go. Last thing was just some ginger soy shrimp. I just sauteed this in sesame oil, ginger, garlic, and soy sauce, and added some sesame seeds, and these are pretty much done to go on the side of my fried rice. So that's dinner. I've got my protein-packed fried rice with brown rice. Trevor's tired of hearing me talk about protein. Turkey.
I thought it was your middle name.
Onions, scallions, bok choy, baby corn, and then for extra building blocks,
With essential amino acids.
a side of ginger soy shrimp. I'm gonna give this a try. This is my first time making this, so let's see if this recipe I imagined turns out to be good. I'm trying to get like a little of everything in each bite, or in my bite. Okay, here we go. Mmm. That's really good.
Good, I'm glad.
I'm sorry you can't try it. Really, really good. Highly recommend. So I'm ready for dessert. This has been my go-to lately. I love it. This is the Skyr Icelandic yogurt in raspberry. It's so good. I pair it with this granola. This is the dark chocolate granola from Kind. Both of these are really good sources of protein, as I'm sure you guys have guessed, because I clearly have an obsession for no reason. But this combination is so good. If you like chocolate and raspberries together, which by the way is like one of my favorite flavor combinations ever, I highly recommend checking this out. It's so good. I will literally crave it sometimes. And I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that it's a great replacement for ice cream and it's like the same thing. It is not the same thing as ice cream. If I want ice cream, I'm gonna eat ice cream, but this is still a really good dessert option if you like need to get that last bit of protein in for your day, because I think, so the yogurt is 15 grams plus I think like 7 grams or something for the granola, so it's definitely a lot. And I'm so sorry if you have zero interest in protein talk. It's just the way my mind works lately. It annoys even me, I promise. But this is the last thing I'm eating for the day, so I'm gonna go ahead and end the vlog here. I hope you guys enjoyed this little what I eat in a day slash day in my life kind of hybrid video slash vlog. I love you, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.
I was rolling up east side. They was barking like dogs from the other night. Jump aside, roll with me, live a little bit. Couple girls that I know, they was talking venomous. Hands gripped tight on the hips. Blue, red lights, then we did, yeah. Spin myself quicker than I'm talking. Now she's calling me bust.